Hello everyone, welcome to this YouTube channel. Please, if you are new here, do subscribe to this YouTube channel for us, and don't forget to hit the notification button so that anytime we drop a new video you may receive a notification. And don't forget to also share this content with others so that they can also benefit from this wonderful content here. So in today's video, what we are going to do is that I'm going to show you how you can deploy your React app on Azure Static Web Apps. So there is some kind of difference between app service and Azure Static Web App. So app service, in the simple term, we can see that we deploy dynamic web apps on app service, and we deploy static websites on Azure Static Website. So if you are building a web API, or if you are building some kind of thing, web app that involve some kind of dynamic stuff, you can then deploy it on Azure App Service. But if you have just a static website, you can put them on Azure Static Web Apps. So one thing is that with the Azure Static Web App, you'll be able to also add your own custom domain in there. So if you have, maybe if I have clifted.com, I can then add it over there with my React app with just a few clicks. Right, it's very easy, but I'm not going to show that one in this video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can deploy your React app. So I have this simple React app here, which is React app with Theory CSS. It's very simple website. So when you open that one here, right here, you're going to get some kind of interface like this. So this is the app that we have on a local machine right now. We want to then put this into our Azure Static Web App, and basically we want to host this so that people can also access it. Right now, you see we have it on localhost, and we want something easy. And one disadvantage about Azure Static Web Apps is that when you deploy your app, you automatically going to have some kind of CI/CD pipelines, and it means that anytime you make changes to this app, and then you push, it's going the CI is going to be triggered, and when it triggered, it means that you are going to then redeploy. The app is going to be redeployed. So now what we have right here is this website. We want to put it on Azure. So the first thing is that we go through the Azure portal here. So I have the Azure portal, and the first thing that we need to do is create a resource group. So in Azure, if we create a resource group, it means that it's some kind of a folder where we put files. So the files can be the resource. So resource group, and then we put resources. So the Azure Static Web App is a resource. So we are going to put them. We are going to put it on a resource group. So we are going to create a resource group here. It's very easy to create a resource group here on Azure. Just click create a resource group. I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to say this is going to be some kind of React app, right? So React app like this. So we have, this is the resource group where we are going to put everything in. So we are going to hit click like this, and you see we are creating our resource group. And the second thing that we need to do is that you need to make sure that you have your code on GitHub. So right now I have this code here in GitHub, and it's a private stuff. I'm not going to make it public, but you can create your own React app, Angular, or Vue, any static. You can use all the front-end framework on Azure Static Website Web Apps, which is one advantage, and it's very nice. So this video we are using React, but you can also use Vue, Angular, or something like that. So the resource group is done. So the next thing that we want to do, since we have our app on GitHub, it means that we are going to pull it from there. We are going to deploy everything from GitHub. You can also use Azure DevOps and all that. So let's go ahead and then go to our home page. In here, you can search for static web apps, right? Static web apps, and it's going to show up like this. And when you check the definition from Azure, what they are saying is that building modern web application that's automatically published as your code. So automatically. So we are talking about the CI/CD pipelines here, which will be automatically generated for you. You don't need to go and write a lot of YAML files and everything. So we are going to say that create static web app. So we are creating our static web app, and on Azure, one thing that you need to take note of is subscription. So subscription, I have a subscription here. You can, when you create Azure, your account with Azure, you have free subscription, which is you can even get $200 as a credit, right? And this is free. And with the apps, static web app, you can choose a free version or standard version. I'm going to show you that. So we are going to choose our resource group, which is this. So this is our resource group, and the name for the app. So I'm going to say that this is going to be cliff.com, like this. So this is clifford.com. This is the name for the app that we are going to use. So here, you see, we have free. So you can choose the free one. And basically what they are saying that the free is for hobby or personal project. So if you are building some kind of personal project, you can choose the free. But if you are going for production, you need to basically have a subscription. And then this is general pay, but you can use the free as a production based on the demand or something on your app. So in this one, I'm just going to leave everything default because I have a subscription. And here too, you can choose where you want to pull your source from. You need to have a source where Azure is going to pull your code from, and you can see Azure DevOps and everything, and it's going to put everything in there, right? So right now I have this here, but I'm not going to use Azure DevOps. What I'm going to use GitHub, right? So we have a GitHub here. I'm going to select my personal account, right? So in here, when you select your personal account, what Azure is going to do is they're going to pull all your repo so that you choose the one that you want to deploy. So I'm going to choose this. I'm going to choose React. This is the repo here, and it's saying that okay, the branch that we want to deploy from is the main. So you can have your div, test, everything branch, but when the moment you make to the main, the action is going to be triggered. And one thing that you need to take note of is the API version. So with the Azure Static Web App, you can then use Azure Function as a backend. I'm going to do another video where I'll show you how you can use Azure Functions. So Azure Function can be your backend for that static app, and then with that, probably you're going to have a folder where we say API, and then you have those things in there. But we don't have anything like that. We're just trying to deploy. But here, since it's a React app, you need to make sure on what you are using, right? So here we are not going to use build. Right. So if you are using Next.js and something, you can always come and see that when we build, what will be the output folder. So in this folder we have right now here, we can go and clear everything, and we want to run npm run build. So when we build, we need to have some kind of output folder, right? So that folder is what the GitHub action is going to take and push it to Azure. So here you see we have this folder here. We can then go and copy this. Right, so this is what will be the output, source. So let's go to the Azure here, and then we see that this is not going to be built. This is going to be this, right? So this is where we want to deploy everything from. Okay, so let's go ahead and say that okay, now we can then preview the flow. If you want to preview the flow, you can do that one. So it's going to generate some kind of GitHub action flow for you. So this is the flow. You see, there's a lot of scripts here, and you don't need to worry about this. Right? This is auto-generated for you. So what you need to do is that you need to focus on your code. So if you want something quick and easy to deploy, you need to go for the Azure Static Web App. So we're going to close this, and then we're going to say that you can go to advanced, and in here you can then choose the kind of region that you want to put your everything. So region for Azure Function API, and then staging environment, right? So as I said, the static web app work with Azure Functions, so you can use the Azure Function as your backend, but we are not going to use that. So we just leave everything default, and then we see that review and create. So we want to review, and then they give us the review. If everything is cool, then we go ahead and say that create, and then Azure will then create our app and connect it to GitHub. So here is saying that this is the output location here. Yes, everything is cool. We are using the standard, everything. So this is supposed to be a region and everything. So you can review. If you are not okay with that, you can go back and then change it. So I'm going to say that, okay, let's create. We want to create. So hit create, and now it's creating. So let's go to GitHub. Right now in GitHub repo, we don't have any GitHub action flow here. No workflow. So when you refresh this, still we are not getting anything. But the moment the static web app is created, basically we are going to have a workflow here. So let's go back and then refresh and see if we have a flow. So we see we have GitHub action flow here for us. We can then go to GitHub action here right now, and then you see we then have something that is deploying, right? So it's trying to deploy a certain flow here for us. So the GitHub action, this one help you to, be productive. So you don't need to waste time to write all the YAML file and everything, and it's going to give you a certain action where you always build and deploy and everything for you. So we can just monitoring if there is no error. Let's see if everything will go. Make sure that the setting that you did on Azure is very accurate, and you can then check here. So it's trying now. We are building. It's building. Let's see if the deploy was. So it's trying to finish deploy, right? So it means that now everything is working. With just a few clicks, we have been able to deploy our app. So let's see if when the flow is done, it means that we can go ahead. But now when we go here, we go to the resources. Azure is going to give us some kind of default URL. You see we have this one here. When you click on that, let's see our app is here, right? We have successfully deployed our app on Azure. So we just actually click, we have our app in the production, and then you see this is the URL you can share with others for them to click and then come here and whatever. And then you can go back. This is the local version, and this is what we have on Azure. So when you go back to Azure, as I said, you can add your own custom domain and everything. So if this website you want it to be www.cliff.com, you can then use any provider like Namecheap, and then you buy your domain from there and you connect it here. So it's very easy to do that. So now we have this on production like this. Here, this is the production one. What if now we want to change this one and say welcome to Azure? We want to make changes and then push the code and see that if the redeploy is going to work. So let's go to our VS Code right here. So let's go to VS Code and let's find that test here, right? So let's find this test and let's go ahead and then trying to see that welcome to Azure, right? So let's say welcome to Azure. Welcome to Azure. So in the real world scenario, then maybe you add more functionality or you add a new features and everything, and you want it to be on production. But in the real world, you may have branches like they go through test before you get to the main branch, which Azure will take it and then deploy it. So let's try and then delete this. Okay, boom. So let's go back to Luca. Let's verify this from the Luca branch. So welcome to Azure. So it means that the one that we choose was not good. We should rather delete this and then you see that welcome to Azure here. Welcome. Let's see. Welcome to Azure, right? Azure website tested. So welcome to Azure website tested, something like that. Just something. So we have this here. Welcome to Azure website tested. So when we go to the production one, we help you to set up and grow and make money. But now we have changed this. Welcome to Azure website tested. So we want to then push this to GitHub and see that if the production one is going to pick this. So what we're going to do is that we are going to bring our see that let's delete the build that we have in here. We built, and then we need to make sure we deploy this. We delete this. Okay, good. So we see that git add. So we want to add the changes right here to our git version, and then we see that git comment, and we are going to say that updating right. So making some changes right to the test. So making some changes to the test, right? To the test. It doesn't sound good, but let's take it like that, right? Okay. So we are making changes to the test, and then let's do this and let it git pull. push, right? So we are then pushing it to GitHub. Already detected, right? That's okay. So before we do that, let's hit git pull, right? Because we already have the GitHub flow here on okay. So there's kind of conflict. We want to make the conflict. So always make sure to pull those stuff before you go ahead and then do anything. If not, you're gonna get caught. So now when we push this, now you see we have pushed the new changes here, and you see that it's trying to then redeploy. The action is now trying to run again. So anytime you push new changes, it's going to be triggered. And this is the changes, right? We have here, this is the production one, and the production one, we have a test here. We say that we helped you to set up and grow your, and then we have changed that to welcome to Agile website testing. So now if everything goes successfully, we are expecting the production to have this test in there. So let's check if there's an error here. So finish, right? So you're trying to then upload that one. So let's check if the flow, so you can always monitor, check the flow if everything is going through or if there is changes, right? So it's trying, everything is in progress, and then it's going to deploy this within a couple minutes for us. And so the flow is working still. Now it's build and deploy. So it's done, it's executing, and then now we are running the action checkout. So now it's done. So let's go back and then refresh the production one. This is what we used to have before, and we have changed that. So when we refresh, welcome to Agile web testing. So this is how we do it. Right? So this is how you can pick Angular, Vue, or Next.js and then deploy it here. And one advantage here is that this is very fast. And this one, you can go ahead and add your custom domain, which is, is going to help you. So you can add your own custom domain here, and anytime you make changes, it's going to, trigger everything. With Namecheap and all those things, you have to always manually redeploy. But with the Azure Static Web App, it's very easy to have the GitHub action flow work for you and make changes and everything. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.